camera crew, in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to start a photography business under $1,000. Now you can definitely start a business with less than $1,000 and definitely more than $1,000, but the products I'm going to be talking about today will equal up to less than $1,000. So let's jump right into cameras, the most important thing when starting a photography business. Now the camera that I use is the Nikon D3300. It's a great camera. I absolutely love it. On Amazon, you can get it for about $500, and it also comes with the 18 to 55 millimeter lens. You could definitely purchase the body only, but on Amazon, I didn't really see any worth a good price. But the one on Amazon is about $500. So you can just go buy the camera and that's it, and you can even start a photography business with just that. You can definitely go find the Nikon D3300 at other places, like Walmart has cameras, Costco. You can look on Nikon.com, but like I said in my last video about cameras, that the Nikon didn't have the D3300, but they did have the Nikon D3500. So that is another camera I suggest getting. Depending on where you get it from, it is a little pricier. Like Amazon has it for about $700, $800, or you can shop around and find it cheaper. You can go on Marketplace. You can definitely look on eBay and all sorts of things like that. So I suggest getting the Nikon D3300 or the Nikon D3500. Now talking about lenses, I suggest first starting out, just getting the standard 18 to 55 millimeter lens. Lots of times you can buy cameras in kits and you can get multiple lenses. I know when I bought mine, I bought it in a kit and it came with the 18 to 55 millimeter and the 55 to 200 millimeter. So you just kind of gotta look around and see where you can get your best deal. But I suggest just getting the standard lens to start out. It's a great lens for your camera. Now, when it comes to storing your camera, you want to store it in a safe, secure place. So I suggest getting the Amazon Basics bag. You can find it on Amazon for about $40, or you can buy it with the tripod for about $60, I believe. I will leave everything that I talk about down below so you guys can find it very easily and probably pop up some pictures as well. But I suggest getting a good camera bag, and that's the one that I use. That's the one I've used for years now, and I love it. So I highly suggest getting that bag. Now here is some free ways to start a photography business, and that is creating a Facebook or an Instagram account so you can post all of your pictures on there, post your ads, things like that, and get word of mouth out and have people see you and book a shoot with you. I started a photography Facebook page and Instagram page, and that's how I mainly get a bunch of my clients. And it's a free way. It's so easy and so helpful. Along with making a Facebook photography account is making ads and boosting them. You can spend anywhere from $5 to $500 boosting your ad, and people in your area, you can change the settings about the radius that you want. Anyone in your area will see the ad and book a shoot with you. Another great and inexpensive way to build your business is to purchase business cards. There's so many times where I've had to pass out business cards out of the blue, and I was so happy that I had them. You can buy them off of Vistaprint. They're super inexpensive, and you can get a whole bunch for very cheap. Now, a way for you to get your business out there, and this is kind of a more old-fashioned way, I want to say. Not really old-fashioned because I did it, but that is getting flyers and passing out flyers, putting them on bulletin boards at restaurants or high schools or things like that. That's a great way to get your business out there, because when people are going out to dinner, they may see your flyer and be like, oh, hey, I needed family photos. And it's a great way to get your name out there. Now, something that I started doing when I first started my business was I wouldn't charge right away. So I would take pictures of my friends or family members, and I would do it for free. That way I could start my portfolio. It is so important to have a portfolio. So when you have a real client come in and they ask, oh, what are the pictures that you have done? You don't have to say, oh, actually, you're my first client. You have a nice portfolio and no one will turn down free pictures. So that is another great way to grow your business. It brings in more clientele. I definitely suggest taking some free photos first to build your portfolio, because also if you take photos of your friend and their family member was like, oh, who took pictures of you? And you could be like, oh, or they would be like, oh, my friend did. She's really great. And that's how word of mouth builds. And that is one of the key things in photography is you have a client get pictures of their kids done and they show their friend and they're like, oh my gosh, I love those. I want some of my kids. And they'll be like, oh, well, so-and-so did them. Here's their info. So it's just really important for word of mouth, and a great way to start is free pictures, even though it might stink at first, but it is worth it in the end. Now, this next tip could be free, or you could pay a little bit depending on where you decide to make it, and that is building a website. I didn't build a website at first. I want to say that I built my website about a year or two ago, and I wish I would have done it sooner, but I didn't. But that was also another great way of getting, you know, your photos out there, and you can build your portfolio on the website so people can come and see the work that you've done. And lastly, my last tip is you don't need a studio right away, because nature is the perfect backdrop, and you can start with doing pictures in nature. And I know that the weather, especially here in Michigan, is crappy in the winter, but you can get some really cool winter shots, and in the summer you can get beautiful shots outside and eventually work your way into a studio. You can do your studio at home, in a basement, anywhere that you feel you could get your work done the best. But if you don't have access to a studio, nature is your best friend. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys get out and start your own business. See you in the next video. Bye.